I wanted to go over some issues with hyperbolas that will help you. I know this equation's missing. Ignore it. Let's get a finer pen. You know it's a hyperbola because if either x or y is, either x squared or y squared is a negative, then it has to be a hyperbola. Since right here the x squared is negative, that means it's a hyperbola. In this one, the x squared is also negative. It's a hyperbola. Sorry, a went away. So I'm going to work some of these to put them in standard form. I'll just do letter D. Why not? Wait, that's not what I want. That's what I'm going to do letter D. Let's see if I can make it. They don't give us much space, but we're going to do our best. Just like before, we need to factor out the 8 from the y stuff. And we need to factor out, in this case, -3 from the x stuff. When I take -3 out, it's going to change the sign of the x term. You'll see as we get to it. Okay, so 8 comes out, am I right color? 8 comes out front of the y stuff. And by the way, we put whatever was negative second. So we're going to divide 8 out of here. We get no, we don't get positive. It's a negative. That one stays negative because it was negative and we're not factoring out a negative. So 8 goes into 32 4 times y, leave a space. And then again, pulling out -3 gives me a positive x squared and a positive 4x. Leave a space. 4 is on the other side. Completing the square, we take half of b squared. Half of -4 is -2 squared is +4. But 4 times 8 is what I'm going to, oops, I didn't put equals. 4 times 8 is what I'm going to add to the other side. And then half of this 4 is +2 squared is +4, but it's a 4 times -3, which is -12. So we end up with 8 out front. We don't end up, we're not quite done. Y minus 2 squared minus 3 out front, x plus 2 squared. And on the other side, what do we end up with? 8, 28, I believe. That doesn't seem right. Yeah. No, hold on, let me get a calculator. 2 plus 30, what am I doing? 4 plus 32 minus 12 is 24. That makes better sense. I can add and subtract. And then we have to divide out the 24 to everything. And we're almost there. I don't have much space for this, but I'm going to squeeze it in. In fact, I'm going to write my answer up top just so it's nice and clear. So we're going to have a y first minus 2 squared. It's going to be minus. The x stuff is next because the x squared was negative. Plus 2 squared, it's going to be equal to 1. And now my 8 and my 24 reduce. 8 goes in there once. 8 goes in there 3 times. And the 3 and the 24 reduce. 3 in there once. 3 in there 8 times. So the denominator here on the first fraction is 3 and the second one is 8. And we're done. If you have a question about what happened to that negative, it's still there. It's just right here in the middle. You don't change that sign, and that, again, is what makes it a hyperbola. Okay, I hope that helped, and there shouldn't be too much more confusion, I suppose. Let's see if I can exit out of this.